Vayaishev Yaakov be'eretz b'Gerayoviv. So it says, Vayaishev Yaakov bikish Yaakov leishev b'shalva. You want to a little rest in this world, you know. So came on him, Rugzeh Shel Yosef. Now there's no vacation. What do you mean there's no vacation? Of course there's vacation. The idea is, I guess, like a guy wants to rest from problems in order that he can be able to take more problems. That obviously there's a rest. Because a person has to have that rest, otherwise you're going to be crazy. But here the shaila was, he wanted to retire. Now, and in a way, he was very justified. I have produced the 12 most best kids that ever existed in the world, in one family. Right? So big they are that the Bensham wants them in front of Talmud. I mean, a big Dikuna, the names right all the time. He wants to be reminded of them constantly. So, what do I got to do anymore? Why should I be involved anymore in teaching them in this? They're on their own. Baruch Hashem, they reached the Matareke, they're on their own. So that's what he wanted. So it came along? No. There's no such thing as being on your own. You got to be there, and you got to be there for whatever they need. And you'll say, well, what would they need? They need the things like with Yosef. How did it come out, this thing that Yosef happened? We're going to talk about. You can't say they need this. But we're talking about what the normal happened. If you leave have chaos happen in a family, this is what's going to happen. So we'll talk about it. In other words, and you weren't ready for it. In other words, how could this happen in my family? You're talking about the biggest tzaddikim in the world. How did you get up such a fight? It doesn't even make any sense. So this is the point that it happens. See? What should he have done about it? That I can't answer you. Because there is what really do you want me to do? I mean, what should I have done? So we'll see if there was anything we could have done. Okay. So it says,
when the kids get married, they're on their own.
Okay, but really they're not. You have to talk to them differently than you talk to them when they were in your house. In other words, now they're grown up. The thing they're all about the boss. So you got to see, well, what do you think about this? How do you think about that? You know, there's a point, what you do, that you can't do anymore. And obviously there's different drachim of chinuch all the time. As soon as the kid becomes a gadol, you can't hit him anymore. I mean, there's not anything in there. Probably not even can't hit him. You can't cause him to be so angry at you, I guess, that he would want to hit you or something like that. I mean, the same thing. Can't put him down to such a degree. I have to treat them differently. Why? Because I can't do lifnei either. But the idea is, but I'm still involved in their lifestyle. I'm still involved in them. Okay, so Ella told us, Yaakov Yosef ben 17 shana, he hung out with the Bnei Zupa, Bnei Shrika, and he was in English a squealer. He would tell all the things they did bad or what he thought they did bad to his father. Did they bother them? Doesn't seem to be that they bothered them until after he came along with the first that they had to send his pasim and then the dream. Didn't bother them. Why didn't it bother them? If you have by kids, it's a little bit more nikya, such a thing. Parents look at kids, or parents, or the other parents, at my kids, he's got this wrong with him, this wrong with him, right? But the kids between themselves, the kids from this family, kids from this family, oh, that's the way he is. They're accepting the guy for what he is. By us, there's no such thing except the guy. You have to be like this, you have to be like that. The kids don't think that way. They think that's the way he is. He's a kid that likes to talk a lot. So he gets into trouble, he gets his feels. He has nothing else to say. Like when you talk Lashon Hara, he sat down to talk Lashon Hara? Never. I hope so. But no one ever sits down and talk Lashon Hara. But a good story comes up, and you talk about it. Oh, you had that story, I got that one, this and that. We have 20 stories of Lashon Hara, right? But you ask anybody, will you talk a Lashon Hara? Never. Right? And that's exactly how kids are. So Memele, you say he was telling his father, good. As long as we straighten out everything, we didn't do anything wrong, nothing to worry about, so therefore. So he did it. He got his kicks that way. What kept him time? And then it says, Yisrael as Yosef Mikol Bonav, he loved his father, his son Einach, he ben Skunim Hulai. He ben Skunim. And the Tefillah Pashtus, what I would say, what it means, is he was probably the longest kid by him. Reuven was 10 months older than Shimon. So how much privacy or how much time with Yaakov did he have? Is 10 months. That's it. Afterwards, there was the year Shimon was there. And together they had another 10 months till Levi came along. Then Yehuda. So every guy, being the youngest, that you maybe would spend a little more time with him, was a very short period of time. Yosef had 8 years until Benjamin was born. So therefore, he was there the longest as a kid. So now you got to know him, got to understand him, get the thing there. And we'll see in a second. Okay. And he made him a ksenis pasim. Okay. So first of all, what he did, and this is, I guess, all bad things, the only way we can do this is if it happens by a big person. By a little person, you say, big deal, he made a mistake. But if it happened by a big person, so then we say, well, listen, what is the Torah trying to teach us here? No, it's the same. So by Yankifi, he made this mistake, and he was Mishane ben Abonim. Now, to say that a father doesn't love maybe one child more than the other one, the truth is, I don't know, but it's possible that a father will love one, because that's an emotion. Why do you love one more? He does me favors more, does me this more. In other words, Yaakov loved, Yitzchak loved Esav. Why can you fight Tzai B'Fiv? Whatever you want to learn Tzai B'Fiv means. But the one was the Tzai B'Fiv is that he fooled him all the time. Or simply he gave him food to eat. He's always, Dad, what can I get you? Dad, what can I do? So like this guy is always out to help me. So you get a relationship with him. You know? So I'm saying, but it's possible to love each one. I think the biggest lie is like maybe, I guess it's, okay. What I'm saying, there was a saying when I was a kid, at least when I was growing up, or as a parent. So was, if the kids say you were the favorite one to the other, then you were pretty lousy parents. If the kids, each one says, I was the favorite, then you guys were great parents. Now, how does that happen? Okay, that's a good question. Okay, but how would that happen? We know Rav Papa. He has 10 sons. Every time we make a scene, there they are. They think they're big sons, nice sons. And what's the yichus? Okay, I don't know. There's a story in the Gemara that one time Rava had a star in front of him, and he was going to collect with it. So Rav Papa said it's a star mezuyah. So he says to him, it's very nice that you're telling me that, but you're an Eid Echad and you can't pass the star. Okay. So then came along Bas Rav Chizda, which is Rava's wife, and said to him, it's a star mezuyah. So he says, okay, star mezuyah. So then he put it away. He can't rip it up because he bowed it up to believe her, and there's stuff over there, another bezdin. But the Maisi, he's not collecting with it. So they asked him, is Rav Chisda bigger than Rav Papa? So he says, no, it's not that. But Rav Chisda, I know. Rav Papa, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know Rav Papa? It's your Talmud Mugger. What do you mean you don't know? Yeah, but I don't know if he'll lie to me. And stuff like that. I can't say that. But Rav Chisda, I know, is not like Veitrei. So says Rav Papa, he says, if that's the case, then Mori Berei is also not like Veitrei. He got 10 kids. And the only one he can say it about is number 5, is number 6. I think he's number 6. Whatever, my way. And the other guys you can't say it about? Right. I can say this, if you ask a puppet, any of your kids lie? I'll tell you, not one of them will lie. How do you know? Well, 9 I have a chazak on, and 1 I know. Right? Does it mean he loved him more? No, he had more shaykhs with him. He was, let's say, maybe in business with him, and what he called, and whenever something went wrong, he took the blame. He didn't funk for anything. He's always up front. So he knows that he doesn't lie. So if he tells me something, that's a fact. I mean, that was the thing over this. So that was the, doesn't mean he loves him more than the others. The same thing, he has a big shaykhs with him. So I don't think the kids resented it. To him, the others, and something like that. So therefore, that relationship you definitely have with the different kids. Different kids, each one has a different keach. And in that keach, you have a shaykhs with that keach you have. But so one is maybe more in Torah, more you're talking to learn more your business was more in the Kehillah Shalbit, or there's more, who knows what it is that the things out there, but the kids are different, and they're supposed to be different. There's no reason that they have to be the same thing. Each one has a different job. So Memele, I have a relationship with all of them. It's not shaykh, it's not, and the feeling Parshas like that. I like learning with this guy like this. Okay, so you like it, you just don't show it, that's all. That's the Avli, you're not allowed to show it. Okay. So when they saw Vayiru Echov, they hated him. In other words, call it jealousy. But that it made such a point that they couldn't. Not that it didn't say they hated him. And it did say that, but not that they wanted to harm him. That wasn't what over here. But they weren't able to talk to him. You see, now, sometimes you're angry at somebody, even young kids. When anything happened to them, you'd be the first one there to help them. Right? It wouldn't make a difference. It's my kid. They think they often. And I'm interested in their welfare. It doesn't make a difference. But I'm not going to just spend time with them. What I have to do, I have to do. Then I'll be there. So they would have taken care of him. But Lamaisa, to talk, just pass the time of day, would be sholem, that they couldn't do. They were too angry at him, whatever it is there. Okay, now it doesn't say they were angry, it said they hated him that much. Vayachlan Yosef Chaloim, then he had a dream. Vayuged lecha, vayisifu oitznois, so he hated him more, of course it is. And he tells him this dream. And this is, we are nachlu, they all 10 of them, all 11 of them probably, all 12 of them, I think, all 12 of them were all in the field packing packages, bundles, making sheaves, right? And what happened? Your sheaves bowed to my sheaf. Oh, so they read into this malchus, right? You're trying to be king over us. We're bowing to you. If they weren't angry, they would have seen how false what they said was what they say. And that's why Yosef came to them. Yosef didn't come to them to rub it in. That wasn't his tachlis. Yosef came to him because he didn't understand the cholom. That was Yosef, you see, from the under the setter, with the B'zal Mashkim, the Sarafim. So he says, tell it to me, I'll tell you what's going on. So where'd you learn how to tell dreams all of a sudden. So mashma that he was the guy that dealt with dreams. He liked to interpret dreams, like this thing and that thing. So what do you come to your brothers for? Because unless you want to rub it in. No, I didn't understand this dream. It doesn't make any sense. If it's Malchus, why do my yeshivs bowing to my sheaf? We're all in the center field. We're all there. You should have bowed to me. Right? But they didn't have, that's not what happened. Your sheaves bowed to my sheaf. What was the reason of that? That doesn't make sense. So you would think, okay, but sheaf is food, right? So food, we need him for food. Okay, what it would mean, I don't know what it's talking about. Do you know they're going to be Mitzrayim, there's going to be a hunger year, and there's going to be this and that? No. So therefore, you don't know what you're talking about. But Lamaisa, it has nothing to do with Malchus. That much we would have known. And that's what was bothering him. He went to them and said, what's going on with this dream? I don't know what this is. Okay. But they, because they were angry at him, took it as the point of Malchus. And therefore, they was twice as angry at him. And now they were angry at him also, what we just said before, well, that's Yosef. He's the squealer. It doesn't bother us. Now all of a sudden it bothers us because, you know why he's the favorite? Because he's putting us down all the time. That's why he's the favorite. Now with Yaakov Avinu thinks he's the only tzaddik he got. And that's the problem. That's all of a sudden, now we start hating him for his words, that he was squealing. Okay. Then he had another one about the thing there. I don't know exactly what the thing of Vayaishev again, that he read about this dream of bowing down. And here already they're talking about bowing down, but again, it's not his brothers bowing to him. It's a bunch of stars. They're represented by stars, as opposed to the sun being Mav Yaakov and the moon being Rachel, who's dead already. Rachel being Rashi says Billah. I don't see why it would be Billah. I would think it would be Leah. But again, by the time they go to Mitzrayim, obviously Leah is dead already. So therefore it's Billah by default. Not by changing, but at the time of the dream, they definitely didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. So why did Rashi have to put down Billah? Like, she's not a name in Yisrael. She's not considered a name in Yisrael. And if she took care of the kid's that it became her kid, then obviously she would be a name in Yisrael. So obviously her motivations, her other things were always subservient to Rachel's. In other words, Rachel's running the family, or Leah's running the family, and their ideas are the ones that counted, not these. Okay, so it says but what he called Yaakov knew there's something here, but he doesn't know what. Okay, they went. Then it tells you it's going to the next phase. They went to exactly what's said here. I can't answer how this happened. They went to take care of the sheep, right? And they went to Shem. Now, where were they? It doesn't say exactly where they're living. It says in Megurei Aviv. I assume he was living in Beersheba. Beersheba to Shem is a big trip. It's I don't know what you would go about Shem, but then again, we had the same thing by Moshe Rabbeinu, who was in Midian, right? And all of a sudden he's in Har Moriah, right? No, he wasn't Har Moriah. There he is in by Har Sinai, right? In Har Sinai. Something's a little strange here. How do you get to Har Sinai? If we go according to the Ibrahim Accords, it makes sense. The Hebrew Accord says Har Sinai is right near Midian. Midian is in Jordan or Saudi Arabia, and so is Har Sinai according to them. But the way we used to believe that Har Sinai is in the Sinai Peninsula, so it's 100 miles away. Where do you go taking your sheep 100 miles away? What are you, crazy? I mean, unless that's what you have to do for sheep, I don't think so. I'm not going to be in the sheep business, but I don't think that a guy, goes away from home for weeks and weeks and stuff like that. Doesn't make sense. Okay. So anyway, and it says, Vaishluchehu. So then he says so Yaakov, who they went out to sheep. Now, is this the derech of checking on your sheep all the time? Maybe. There's a discussion later where Reuven disappeared too, right? It was his day to take care of his father, so obviously from wherever he was to get back to his father, he's able to do it overnight, every day. So it's taking a cup, they're not too far away, okay? So whoever's coming will tell me how the sheep are doing. What do I need Yosef for? So the whole story is very strange. That I don't have an answer for. But there's something there. And the Rosh Hashiva learned from here a very interesting thing. Yosef knew how his brothers felt to him. Yaakov maybe didn't know. Right? All his brothers, all his children are all tzaddikim. They treat Yosef like a kid. No problem. They love him and everything else. Instead of they hate me, they're going to kill me. But Yosef knew that that madrege. So how come Yosef went without telling his father? So the Shiva learned that Pshat is that the Sakone, he says immediately, Hineni, I'm gone. He told him to go. He knows he's going into danger. But the danger of life is a suffix. He knew they didn't like him, right? Will it be successful? They want to kill him? That he doesn't know. But he's not sure. He may know that Shimon and Levi may be looking at him the wrong way. But, does everyone thinking the same thing about him or not? I don't know what he ever thought. So he maybe was not really expecting such a bad thing. But if he would have told him, to aggravate his father, that my brothers hate me, that would have been a definite aggravation. Sakanta, it's a suffix. What they'll do to me, they'll sell me as an Eved, they'll do this. The suffix on not a sakone, so to aggravate his father because of that, he wouldn't do that. That was the kibbutz that he had, that he wouldn't aggravate his father. And obviously this was all planned by the Rabbeinu Shalom, by having Gabriel there, or Ish, whatever it is there. And you can see that he knew it was an angel, because he asks him, who are you looking for? He says, where are they? Well, how am I supposed to know? Right? You're a guy that's supposed to know. Yes, you see them, where are they now? They're 2 blocks that way, 4 blocks that way. I can understand, you saw them. But we're already laying, how do I know where they are now if he's a human? So obviously you know he's not a human. Okay. And this came because of Hishalcheum Emek Chevron. He sent them from Chevron. He's got it in the base, according to that, was in Chevron then. Okay, Chevron's a lie to Vayaishev, but still nowhere near Shechem. The thing that he's. So Rashi says it doesn't. Emek is doch Chevron is Bahar. So why does he call it Emek Chevron? From the guy that's buried in Chevron, which is Avram Avinu, from his Eitzah. What was his Eitzah? So this I say, his Eitzah was that it says that originally the nation came to him, Parshas Lech Lecha, to give him the land. Right? It's Ani Hashem Shesichem Lokaznim Losses Cholesterol Tzazais. And there, in the end, then he tells him he's going to be a slave for 400 years. So be Avadim for 400 years. So it ends off the Parsha Vayem hahu kos Hashem es Avram b'chis lemo l'zarachi l'zaracho ad nasat yisod. I'm giving it to your children. In other words, Avram Avinu made a complaint. I don't want the land now. If I get the land now, what's going to happen? Then the Shibud is going to start when Yaakov goes down to Mitzrayim. Right? So it's been 400 years first then. But if we start, because there were three conditions to the Shibud. Eretz Elohem, Va'avodum, Ve'inu. Three situations. I mean, we can start Eretz Elohem with the birth of Yitzchak, which is 30 years from now. No, he's 70 years old now, 100 he will have Yitzchak, and then the 400 years will start counting then. So 190 will have disappeared by the time they go down, and therefore that was the thing. So therefore that was his eitzah. Therefore, because of that, Chis HaMeisim and HaTeichim Enayin is that I spoke. Asher Lishba Lohem Lohem Ksiv Lohem Ksiv is that I'm going to give it to the Ovis because they never got it, and therefore we know there's a Chis HaMeisim. Okay, so therefore Chis HaMeisim and HaTeichim, that's the pasuk. So therefore that was his eitzah. So we're not taking it, and that was the point that has to start now. The time of the second phase of the Inoes of Avodum, which is his part, and then the Inoesum is when the end in about 85 years approximately. Okay. So he heard him going to Dyson. They saw him from far, and now they decided to kill him. Okay. Now he's wearing the Bala, right? Who's this above? Atachu will kill, right? Vayishma Reuven, Vayatzleim Yodam. Okay, that's what we'll talk about in a second. I can't know if so we throw him in the hole. We'll get about that in a minute. We'll go back to that. V'yikash, when Vayaishev came to him, Vayavshiteu is Vayaishev is Gutante, is K'sen Sapasim. Mashallah, they took off the coat first, the K'sen Sapasim, right? Vayishchu is Abayu, they threw him to the bar. What is the first Sapasim? So in the Pirkei Kehanim, in the Hirotzim that we say over there, that they want you to visit Kenes Apasim, that just like you make Chaim v'Chesed for him whenever he was the Kenes Apasim, everybody loved him, so therefore they should love us too. So Kenes Apasim means they can't hurt him when they're wearing the Kenes Apasim. Can animals hurt him? We'll see that in a second. We'll discuss that. Okay, but we can't hurt him. So the first thing we got to do is get the Ksenes Apasim off him. So that now the Shaila is when they saw him coming, so how could they talk about killing him? You know, things I'm saying. So they didn't see he's wearing Ksenes Apasim. He may have been wearing it, but they couldn't see. How they know it was him? It looked like him. You know, you see a guy the way he walks, the way it is, stuff like that. It looks like him, so that's how they did it. Now that the doctors are able to talk, now we want to kill him, we have to hurt him, we got to get rid of the Ksenes Apasim. Okay. That's the, what we need. So he first took off the Ksenes Apasim, and he threw him into the bar. Now, there ain't by Mayim, there's no water in the bar, but there's Achnachosh Vakrabim. Okay, so there's a shaila here. Why do you throw him into Nechosh Vakrabim? Nechosh Vakrabim is sure death, because he had the Akrabim there. Nechoshim, you could take what did he call it? Charm. You charm them, right? But Akrabim you can't. So Akrabim will truly kill you. Let's say maybe an Akrabim sting may not be enough to kill you, which they claim so. But 100 Akrabim stings will kill you. A bee can only kill you, only sting you once because he breaks his stinger. An akrab can bite you once after another and after another and another. And if you have a bunch of them, they keep putting poison into you until they have to kill you. Okay. So therefore you can say Adis on him that the guy is dead. Okay. So one shot to put him into there because that will show he's a tzaddik. Let's see if he's a tzaddik or not. So that means when they took him out of the bar, he's still alive, so they should have realized he's the tzaddik. Right? So it don't make sense. So it can't be that. So therefore we have to say that that what it was, they simply didn't see it. It's such a high bar, they didn't see it in the Choshim V'Akrabim. And that's why they threw him into the bar. Now it makes sense. How did they get him into the bar then? How do you just throw a guy into a bar that's so high? I mean, just say, let's throw him in and that's it, you know. Obviously, so there's a rope. So now with a rope, we can understand why he left them. You know, the question is, if Reuven is telling him, don't kill him, right? Why is he not choishes that as soon as he turns his back and leaves him for the day, right, they're going to kill him. He's not there anymore to protect him, right? Elavos, he took the rope with him. So they can't get him. Okay, so that seems to me more of the sense. Okay. Vayaishev said he sat down to eat after the psak din, that the bezdins can sit and eat. Now, the first time you fast, fasting, you didn't the foshes. You know, I've done the foshes for after you ate. You have to be fasting. But after the passing the din, so to show that you don't have any chachote on the psak, is that we can sit down now and eat. You know, we did our job, and we feel we did the right thing. Okay. So he sat down to eat, and all of a sudden you have a group, a caravan of Yishmaelim coming, and they're carrying perfumes. Usually, they didn't carry perfumes normally. They usually carried, manure and stuff like that because they need it for cultivation and stuff like that. But Lemaise, these were different, so they should have seen, in a way, the Yad Hashem right away. I mean, that in other words, Yosef is not going down the simple way. He's going down with a different type of a caravan. I think, okay. And this happens to be just to show you the sin of the goyim to us. Nowhere in the world does it say that the brothers sold Yosef. It says Yosef blamed them. That we find later on. But it doesn't say anywhere that Yosef sold them. It says that who took him out of the bar, and we'll see the pasuk, it says, Vayavu anoshim midjonim, Seichegim, Vayimshachu, Vayalu, it says in a bar, who took him? The midjonim. And who did they do it? And Vayivchu is Yosef and Yishmaelim. And they sold him to the Yishmaelim. Doesn't say anything about the Jews, about the brothers selling him. Never sold him. The Ramban points this out very not them, but the Rashbam. Rashbam says, who says they ever sold him? Right? The Gemara says he sold him. So the church knows so much about, or the Romans, that the guy wrote the Payat about the Asor Gemalchus, has to do with the Mechir of Yosef. The emperor of Rome knew the Gemara that said the Jews there, or he just stumbling Jews. Right? Whatever it is. That's the point of it. In other words, for sin of Jews, they sold them. They stole the money. How do you know this? It doesn't make a difference. The Jews are rich. So they made money. Huh?
In Parshas Yosef told them, you're the one.
Yosef said it. That's all you found is Yosef. You don't find it by the story of the brothers sold them. So Yosef could have blamed them for what anything happened to me. You threw me into the barn. That's what they sold me. It's all your fault.
They clearly knew the Gemara, the Medrash said about the shoes.
Yeah, I'm saying, and they sold the ones as they know, but that they know, right? They know everything. They could hate us. They know anything you want. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Now, how come Yehuda made this speech, right? He says to them, what do you call it? Yehuda, on a tiny, was the Talmud. This is 2 times we'll find something that he did that he followed Reuven with a better idea, and something that would be accepted. We find the Maisa here. and about taking Beniman. Those are two stories. And both of them, we have Reuven making a statement first, and what do you call it? Reuven saying, don't kill him, but all of a sudden Reuven's not here anymore. So Yehuda is a Talmud of Reuven. In other words, Reuven, being the oldest of the sons, he was the one by Yaakov, the longest, or whatever it is there, or he heard partly from Yaakov, whatever's the longest time. So obviously you listen to the brother more than the father. So Yosef, so he's listening to his older brother. His older brother told him that don't kill this kid, don't kill him. Okay, my job is to make sure the kid don't get killed. Doesn't say to turn it to his father. Why? Because that Reuven did, that he didn't tell anybody. The Torah is saying, that's the reason he did it, but he never told it to Yehuda either. So therefore he doesn't know the idea is to get him to his father. He only knows don't kill him. Okay, so he says he got a great idea to get him out of everybody's way. And all of a sudden these guys are getting itchy again and tell him, let's sell him, that way they'll be out of the way. They won't ever want to kill him again. So that was a very good idea. Over there by the younger Maisa, again, what does Reuven say? You kill my two sons. And Yehuda doesn't say a thing. He waits until it becomes that Yaakov suggests we go down again, and he said, we're not going, whatever it is there, and he took over. In other words, the job of a king is not necessarily be the smartest guy, but it's to know how to use the different things that is exposure to be able to do what he's supposed to do. That's basically the thing. I'm sorry?
How are we learning the pasuk L'chuben imkar l'ishmaelim?
Yeah, so who did it?
Yehudi says, let's
we'll say. He said, we'll say. He's saying to them, let's go. We'll sell them. But meanwhile, what it really happened is Vayavru. In the next pasuk is what happened. That's what they said, but they never happened.
Didn't Reuven learn how to do tshuva from Yehuda? Didn't Reuven learn how to do tshuva from Yehuda?
Yeah.
So that means he was. So she was saying that Reuven was the Rebbe.
But not for this. Reuven for tasting he didn't learn how to do tshuva. Well, it's not negated to here. It's only negated to the chet when he does tshuva, which is in the same sedra. Okay, is that what he called? Why didn't, if Reuven was going to do tshuva, why didn't he do tshuva right away? He knew he did wrong. And the shift they know they were wrong, they're going to do tshuva. There's no question about it. Why didn't he do tshuva? Because half the world, or the whole world, is going to agree that he did the right thing. Right? He stood up for his mother. Right? So therefore he couldn't do tshuva. And what was still the problem? So don't do tshuva. But he can't not do tshuva because his brothers are still suffering because of his not doing tshuva. Because Yaakov doesn't know who actually did this. So the 6 sons of Leah, he's choshed every single one of them. So every time he looks at them, he thinks could he have done it? Could he have done it? So they're all suffering because of the mices. So he has to do tshuva. That's the thing there. So the question is, but it took time. So he was able to do tshuva. So what happens is that, so I might as well point out in yeah, okay. So why Taki did he do it? Why Taki, I think I mentioned it, maybe I didn't do it last week, I don't know. Why Taki did Yaakov do it? That means even if in the in other words, he didn't think he's irritating Leah's kids. I mean, what did he think? I mean, he's not stupid, right? So he thinks Leah's kids are going to take this home, and they're big kids, and they're what equals. Why are you doing this? Yaakov thought very simply, if I put it in Leah's tent, then everybody's going to say Leah's number 2. Because till now it was in Rachel's tent, now we put it in Leah's tent. No, the reason it was in Rachel's tent is because we put it up there when we set it up. We got married a week apart between the 2 wives, and whatever, and I moved in there and I left it there. Now, we can't say, like, obviously it's not really a bed, it don't make any sense, because he goes to 4 different things. He doesn't schlep the bed with him every night, really crazy, right? There's 4 beds in there's a bed in every tent. So I think it's a dresser, if you want. What do you mean, a dresser? You have to keep the pajamas somewhere, or the underwear somewhere. So he doesn't have, not going to keep 20 or dozen in each house. So he has one place he does it, he picks up a there, the underwear, and he goes to sleep wherever he has to sleep that night. Okay. So therefore, what do you call it? So he sounds to be, it's a storage place, I mean. Storage place goes in the Shifra's place. So it says, how come they made a mistake? So how come Reuven made a mistake? I mean, if this was his cheshbon, what was his mistake? The mistake was because he was there by the doyim. And he heard Leah say to Rachel, you stole my husband. So in Leah's eyes, she's number 2. So he heard that. They went into him. That's why he had this chash, she's number 2. Otherwise, why would you have the chash, she's number 2? Now, why what do you mean there's 2 number 1s? What's that even mean? Number 1 for, let's say, personal preference, maybe I would say Rachel's number 1. For Klal Yisrael, for sure Leah is number 1. But what do we even though it always puts Rachel before Leah, even by Boaz, and even when the Yehuda said it, that Boaz there, that's because who was Goyim that Leah gets married to is because of Rachel. Right, that we give her credit for. But B'etzem, in the end, who's the top wife of hers is Leah. Leah is the one that's buried in the Me'asim HaSpeilah with him. That is his wife. It's number 1, because the Klal Yisrael, the Malchus, Kahuna, everything comes from Leah. So what's so then Reuven Yisrael, I mean, the numbers are for sure. Then it's a Reuven Yisrael. So of course it's going to be she's number 1. But because he knew that, but that's it's the same. Reuven had the tshuva immediately in himself, but he wasn't megalit. He had to be megalit because of what the fact that his brothers were affected. So until Yehuda does something that's so, again, in Fiho Emes, did Yehuda do an Aveira or not? The Gemara Darshans over there that she was mispalo, that he should lose his Yetzer Toiv, whatever, I mean, his whole sense of Kvishas HaYetzer or whatever it is there, and the Ben should listen, or whatever the pshat is. But tell that to the Goyim. Right? You can tell us that kind of a story, but you ain't going to tell it to the Goyim. The guy said, what's they stack up? He had probably picked up every zone on the 2 feet, because the first thing he has, he picks up a zone. Right? And so don't give me these stories about that. So to the world, it's a bad thing. You guys think that's bad. Wait till I tell you what I did. I went and fought with Ya'akov Avinu. I went and didn't listen to him. Now, what did he teach you with this thing? This is important. That I disagree with the Melech. Yankee is the Melech, whatever he is. He's the God Lador, whatever you want to call him. And I disagree with him, but I'm not God Lador. So I have to follow orders. As long as it makes sense, what he said. If it didn't make sense, I don't have to make orders. Follow his orders. Okay. So, but even though I disagree, but I can't. I've always thought, what's the point of a leadership? If you have a leader and everybody can disagree with him, so then what's the point of being a leader? I mean, but the thing is, obviously, that's the key for being a leader, and that's what he can't do. So the first thing when he did, he thought it was not fair, not right, and the thing there. Once he realized, even though he may not have agreed with Yaakov in this method of doing things, I can't argue with the God Ladah. And therefore, that was the thing that he did the chet. And when you see that the Shevet does Taki Tshuva, you don't find Reuven actually did it, because the Rambam says whenever you go into Midas, you got to go to Ktsei Achron to stop. Now, what was the son of Reuven? He was a Pachas Kamayim. Now he's jumped to conclusions. Or jumped to conclusions, or he's the first one to make a comment, or whatever it is. And you see this several times that he does this. So therefore, he was a Pachas Kamayim. So what do you do afterwards? So they shave it. It says what he had, Bnei Reuven and Bnei Gad, had a lot of sheep. It says Bnei Reuven first. Vayaishev Bnei Gad Bnei Reuven. Who spoke? Bnei Gad first. Reuven don't speak no more. No, Bnei Gad. Then it comes into the Haftarah of Parshas of Shiras Dvera. So what it says there? The guys, they can't even make a decision. That's how bad it became. Before they go to the Ktsei Achron, they got to go all the way to this thing. Then they can start going back. I guess. When they start to go back, I can't answer you. I don't know. Now, okay. And he called us Vayaishev Reuven came back, and he came to his brothers, and he said the kid's not there, and what he told. Now, the truth is, there are Rishonim that says that Reuven knew. They told Reuven what happened. Now, I don't know. I can't see how they did that. They all made a neder, right? You're not allowed anyone that talks goes to Chayim, whatever it is there. 9 and God, whatever it is there. Reuven was not part of it. How do they tell Reuven? So I hold Reuven Taka doesn't know. Doesn't know even later. And that's why until the only one that didn't. So then who were the 10 Asor who gave Malchus then? Who were the 10 guys? If Reuven is innocent, and Biniman is innocent, so 9 brothers, and Yosef. Who was the fighter? Who made the fight? Yosef and the brothers. The 2 of them out of those 2. So very different way type of thing. Okay. Anyway, they took the Yiksenis of Yosef and they Yishretu Oisei, they Shalchus Ksenis Apasim, then they said, Hakeno, first they sent it, and then it says they came, they Vayiviu, and then they brought it to the father. Doesn't make sense. They sent it and they brought it. What are they talking about? So I want to tell you, we said before, they can't harm him by that. And what question was they asked, what about animals? Can animals harm him or not? So maybe when animals also can't harm him. That's why you always wear the Ksenis Hapasim. Even though he's doing mundane things, why are you wearing your fancy coat for? Right? Because it keeps him in a good position. I'm safe with the coat. Nobody's going to attack me when I'm wearing this coat. Okay, so the first thing is, Ksenis Hapasim, they sent it. And that's the thing there. And then they took, he had an undershirt. What do you think here? And they were teufel in the dam, and chayro al chalosu. And that's the one. So one they sent, and then they brought, we found this with the blood. That was, wait, what do you mean they sent it to me? Why did they send it to me for? Right? Like we don't know, we found this, and Yosef, we don't know where he is, so we're searching for him. And then we find the other thing, so we bring that back to him, and that he says, that he's eaten up. And the thing over. So that's, it answers that question. I mean, that was the point. Okay. And they send Tari to the Tabach, okay. Before we get into the, okay, it doesn't mean, here's the question of my situation right now, but I don't need that. Go to the next one. Anyway, Yehuda they kick out, whatever that means. Did he really kick him out? Does he mean that he felt guilty of it? Does he mean that somehow he is? So it's like, they seek to blame on him. Whatever it is, whatever, I don't know exactly why they He did it. Anyway, he goes down and he I think that other part first. Okay. The care of confidence. Okay, that I think should be first, really. Okay. What do I mean by that? Reuven, in the end, when he finds that he thinks now he should have charote, what should he have done right away? He's convinced the kid is not chayiv misa, right? We don't know that here from here. We know this from Parshas Miketz, where he says to him, "Didn't I tell you Al techdu vayeled?" Right here, he doesn't tell him Al techdu vayeled. He only says, "They say don't kill him," right? But it seems that somewhere along the line he told him Al techdu vayeled, that it's an aveira to kill him because he's not chayiv misa. Now, where did he tell him that? We don't find that here. So obviously, could be in the original when they argued, or Stam arguing when before this, that there was those positions. Then when they overwent it, why didn't he just, if he held he was right, take him and put him and carry him out? So it says the ilu yoda Reuven, that the Torah would have written about him, this thing that he wanted to save him, he could bring him to his father. That's what he would have done. So what do you mean if you would have done it then? Right now, he also thought you're right. So why didn't you do it now? Right? Thinking you're right and knowing you're right is two different things. When you're thinking you're right, you have confidence. I mean, when you know you're right, you have the confidence. Nobody's going to stop me. I don't care who you are. I know I'm right, and that's the thing. I think I'm right, and therefore I don't agree with you. I'm going to put up a fight that you shouldn't do it. But you overwhelm me, you guys can beat me up. So therefore, I don't have that confidence to confront you and say over my dead body. That he doesn't have. So therefore, he had to put him in the hole or whatever it is in the thing over there. Now, when we talk about Yehuda, when they kick him out, so he gets married and he gets 3 sons, Ahlon and Shelah. And he marries off to Tamar, and what he calls his Shem, a daughter of Shem Melech, and what he calls the Bas Kohen, and therefore she's Chayiv Schreifer, and then okay. So I want to tell you that there was really an error here. It's the thing, Dalton, that the Torah tells us that the motives of Aaron and Oinam were 2 different motives. Er's motive was Taki, he didn't want to spoil her beauty, right? So therefore he didn't want her to get pregnant. Oinan's Aveira was not because he wanted to spoil her pregnant. He just didn't like Er enough to want to put a kid for him. So therefore he doesn't want to have a kid, right? Yehuda is seeing only that they both died and both seem to have done the same Aveira. Or whatever he wanted to. So he didn't want to give it to Shelah because he'll also maybe will be different. But if he would know that there were 2 different motives, maybe he wouldn't have been afraid to give it to Shelah. But at that time he did not know that yet. So therefore he was in Dalton. And once he lived with her, I guess he can't give it to Shelah anymore, so it's also already. That's an Asia Soviet. I can't. Okay, and he lives with her. The Shaila is, there was a face covered, not covered. Now, the pell is that she asked for 3 things, which seem to be a lot more. What do you think a Gedivna not saying is worth? I mean, I have no idea really. But I remember when I was in the country in can't remember what year it was. I think it was 57. No, I'm sorry, 52. Sorry, 52. My brother-in-law bought a goat for 50 cents. From the farmer, and was just born a day later, and we watched each day as the tooth grew in. First it grew, and all kosher animals grow in 8. They have 8 teeth, and they grow 1 a day for the first 8 days of their life. Okay, we watched it happen and the thing over there, and what do you call it? And it was a nice pet, the goat and everything is there, but it's 50 cents. Anyway, that's what it will cost, because what's a goat? What is baby goat worth? I mean, nothing. I mean, so you have to feed it. You think that. So I'm saying I don't know what a Gidiyizim was worth. About, assuming it's worth $10, $20. That's what paid. What did she ask him for? She asked him, I want chesamcha, your stamp. Now, I don't know what it is. Usually it's a ring, right? Okay. Psilecha and matcha. I think those things are probably worth more than the gedi. This is an ashkin till you give me the gedi. The guy is masking for that. I mean, you give a deposit. Deposit is less money, not more money than these things are worth. I can't answer that exactly why he did, but anyway, he gave in. You figure he's going to get it back. It's no big deal. Things I can't answer. Okay. Anyway, it turns out she disappears, and she can't pay the money, and not only disappears, there was never such a person here. Like, in other words, whatever it is. Okay.
Female gedi is a lot more expensive.
I'm sorry?
Female gedi is a lot more expensive.
And why is it expensive? Just told you.
According to Vayaishev, he just got a goat. He told me that the male goat was like $50.
So $50.
The female was like $400 for a young.
I don't know which farmers they've been going to.
The female can produce more.
Why is it worth that much?
Because can produce more. Can produce more.
What do they do?
Can make milk and more kids.
Tell me what they do. If they kill, it's a big deal. If I have a goat less, I'll make my same kids. I get another one from next one. I have more goats. If 10 years, it costs me money to feed them. And what do I get? What's my return? I turn this bossa. What's a goat worth for? Sell it for meat. How much are you going to get? $400?
If you want a female, you want a production.
Yes, I'm saying so good. But then a gedis and they kill right away. How do you get lamb chops? You keep them gedis.
From the males.
From the males.
Good. Okay, so maybe it's a male.
A's is a female. It says Pyoshim Esrim Izim Asara.
How do you know it's a female?
The Gedi Izim.
So what do you see? Go.
A's is a female. It says Yaakov gave to Esau. It says Pyoshim Esrim Izim Asara. So you see A's is a female.
Seira is a female. A's is male. Like Kobanis.
The Izim Masayim. There's Izim Masayim with Pyoshim Esrim.
Good,
so you see that the Izim were the females.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean only females. The Izim, what do you call it? It's just that the proportion he's trying to tell you, you have to give males and females because he wants to give you a reproductive type of thing there. So you have to give him two different terminologies. But A's is not only female. Izim is a goat. That's all it means. Okay, we'll stop here. Anyway, Shaila was what happened afterwards. Did he ever live with her again? So some learn Vayaishev means that he didn't stop, and I'm learning Vayaishev means he didn't live with her again. So that's the different the taichin over there. Because once he's miyaban her, so why not? But we don't find he had any more kids, Yehuda. So what happened? He didn't get married again. He's mashma. Why not? Okay, so I can't answer those questions. That question doesn't, what do you call? Okay. Let's stop here. just maybe one thing at the end on here. It says in the end that why was Yosef punished? That he had to stay another 2 years in the jail? Was because he falozach on the Samashkin and he didn't falozach on God. And Emerson, he should have falozach on God because you see God treated him pretty good. He gave him what he called, and he went down with perfume. He becomes the boss in Potiphar's house. He becomes the boss in the thing. He's not servitude. He's not a guy in jail. I mean, he's in jail, meaning it's my living quarters is still one with got bars on the doors and one on the windows. I mean, but Lamaisa, I'm the boss here. And this thing over there. So he should have known. So Taki, why did he? So I tied it that you maybe have to do a certain amount of ishtatlus. You got to do. You're in jail. You want to get out. You got to do ishtatlus. So what is ishtatlus? You say, Mashkin, when you get out of here, make sure I get out. That's all he should have said. The second, when he tried to get sympathy from him, that they put me into the jail. So what are you trying to get with that? Why are you telling me that? What's that negate to anything? You want to get out. It's not a point the way you tell me why you got in. You want to get me to get sympathy for you. That means you're trying to use, and it's not enough just telling you my matzah. That's not ishtadlus. I got it. Oh, now already you're begging them. Machnise rachamim, you want to do. Okay. You're doing that. That's your job. That you don't do. And that was, I think, the avli that he did. Or whatever you want to call it.